Yo, what's up everyone? It's X Factors versus RAFFLESIA ID the first match of the day and the third one of the week. First week in which we have the new groups. So yeah, X Factors and RAFFLESIA ID, part of the fifth group, I believe. Not quite sure. Let me actually check. Okay, yeah, group 6. So they're also joined by Uchihas and FHX. So pretty good match. Well, let's see. So Saku's on the bottom, Elthor on the top as starters. And already seeing Ultimate Dragons. So obviously Blue Eyes. Has a Sage. That's exactly what you want to see. Does he also have the Cards of Consonance? Yes, indeed. Now the only missing piece would be Blue Eyes Alternative or Melody for the first turn Spirit Dragon. And there you have it. Even discarding the Legend Stone. Adding only Alternative, meaning that he he already has potentially 2 Blue Eyes in hand already. Yeah, that's probably not what you want to see, but still a pretty good setup for going first, I suppose. I mean, your aim is indeed to get out the Spirit Dragon soon as possible, so there's that. Oh, right, I forgot about the Ancient Stone, so probably honestly already has the other Blue Eyes that he chose not to add in the hand. So he has 1 on the field, 1 in the hand from the Legend, and the last had drawn into it perhaps. So there we see Thunder Dragons as a starter from Saku. It's a pretty interesting choice of a starting deck. Haven't seen Thunder Dragons in a while. And Raiden Pass is sadly not something you want to do. Even more so when all your mills are just so bad. Look at that. All darks, not even a single light. Raiden is a light, but just look at that. Ultimate Dragons. You can just banish the stone, add the alternative, and just it's lethal even through 1 Sphere Kuribo. The sole fact that Raiden milled 1 Sphere Kuribo means he can just go into Neo if he wanted to, or just go over by battle as well, but still. Alright, and there was no Kuribo, so there you have Elthor with a really fast win to put RAFFLESIA ID in a pretty good position. Let's go. Welcome everyone to the stream. Good to see you here. What's everyone up to? Starting the day with some Team Wars. It's the best way to start a day. Especially if you are from the NA region, considering it is your starting day, I suppose, like 9 AM EDT match. That's usually the time you wake up at. Unless you're like me and wake up very late every single day, but it's not about me, it's about the game. So Saku, using the same character, but no repeat was declared, and I believe that's a different mat, so, and a different card count. So 22 cards. Usually that would be the card count for the Thunder Dragons, at least before the KC Cup. we've already seen Thunder Dragon, so there's very few decks that run what, over 20 cards on exactly Yusei? So most likely not a Seraph Dark Lords, although it could very well be one, considering it is one of the most played and successful decks. But it could also be Harpies. Harpies also run around that same number of cards, but Chandler will get interrupted by the book. If that face down is a stone, then it's gonna be a slower game for Elthor there, and Saku can just always flip up the Channeler or summon a second Channeler. Or Melody, once again, right off the top this time. Once again, discarding the Legend, so suddenly one card will make the difference as long as Saku's back row isn't something huge, but let's see what he's got. If he had something like a Lance, he surely would have used it on Chandler, so probably not that type of danger. Let's see. This was not a repeat. It is the same character, but different card counts. In the first game we saw Thunder Dragons being played from the side of Saku. Right, alternative goes through. Should be fully expecting the Synchro Summon there. And then Ultimate Dragons to have game on board at least. He is thinking about it though, so he's probably seeing what we are unable to see, like a delay, which is probably gonna happen. There's the Vermilion, but there's still a slight delay. Will be activating, so whatever this card is, it will be destroyed. It is a Book of Moon, so a good call maybe to Vermilion there. At least you wait. No, it's not treated as a Blue White Dragon in the hand, so you cannot Neo and fuse for game. Unless he already has the last Blue Eyes in hand. Does he have it? Gonna remind you that there's only one more minute left of the predictions, guys. Make sure, predict, bet those jimmies, and yeah. So opts not to go for Ultimate Dragons Fusion Summon, only with the Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's fair. There's the Ancients effect for the Dragon Spear of White, so should have a pretty good follow-up if it is to fall. Chandler once again, so that's the second one. Will be going through. Discarding Harvest as well, that's gonna be offering Saku a good follow-up for the next turn. Perfumer, gonna be adding the Egotist unless he wants to opt for Rest. Both are pretty good in this scenario. Maybe Rest could hope to draw into something more. But considering he's running the Tide that Binds, or we actually don't know what skill he's running because it is Yusei, and Yusei does have both Og and the Tide that Binds. But realistically speaking, it should probably be the Tide that Binds. Summons both in summons Harpy Lady 1 in defense. Oh, Utopia! Oh, this is game. Through Utopia. Wait. Chaos Nambazu Sanjuku. Let's go. Watched the Zexal anime recently and already like remember the Japanese summoning chant. What was it again? Chaos Nambazu Sanjuku. Kibo or Hope Ray. Let's go. Weeb moment. Yeah. Can never ever discount Utopia Ray out. It's such a cheesy way to get lethal and very effective. So it's gonna be one in favor for X Factors as well. And yeah, let's see what Elthor's second deck is. Let's see. It is the original Utopia user from Elthor. 21 cards, going first. So most likely Onomats, I guess. In before Thunderous, 21 cards. Okay, Onomato play. Reveals the tag. Reveals the sister. Adds the Bancho. Probably adds the head if you... Or another sister. Interesting. So... solely because he had to reveal sister to add sister, it already tells me that he's got head in hand. Obviously just for the usual setup, I suppose, with just the bouncer. Pretty effective against Harpies, but as we saw, Book of Moon from Saku. Has to hope for the head summon next turn, if he's got head, that is, in the first place, to go through. Else, it's not gonna be that good for RAFFLESIA ID. Alright. Let's take a look at the predictions. So it's pretty even, evenly spread across the board. Only 5 voters though. It's pretty such. In the poll there's around 10k or so gems, 11k. And yeah, I mean that's pretty fair. Probably don't wanna vote that much. We'll take a look at the standings after the first player loss. So after this duel, we will take a look at the standings, and I'll let you know about the group as well. So Perfumer will be summoned on the field. Can add any spell trap that lists Harpy Lady Sisters. So either Elegant Egotist for another Harpy summon, or the rest, which gives you a draw 2 if you have the Cyber Slash. Perfumer obviously will be negated by the Photon Strike Bouncer, and does have the Soul's Nest. That means it should be lethal. Opts for Harpist. Thank you as well, Gold Rush. Welcome to the stream. There's Cyber Slash. Oh, the Tide that Binds. Crash. Very interesting. He plays around head this way, and considering that Elthor had to switch sister for a sister, it's very unlikely that Elthor has a way to OTK there. He has to have something like a top deck monster, for example. Oh no, it's not looking very good for Saku now. Mancer would have been one of the only cards that you would have loved to draw there. One card Samurai. Prisma Samurai, even. Let's go. No delay, no nothing. So L4. Pretty good game right there. Even though Saku played around the head summon by just crashing, sadly it wasn't enough to also take care of the top deck Mancer. So at the very least it wasn't an 0-2, was it a 1-2? But nonetheless, let's take a small look at the graphics. So on the left side we have RAFFLESIA ID's group. They are the 6th at the moment within that division. And on the right side we have X Factors, which are the 3rd place within the division. We can note that every single division has the same amount of correspondent wins and losses. So like Abusement Park is 5-2, but also rookies, and same goes for pretty much everyone. What can we tell? X Factors, for example, was 2-3, and they managed to win these last 2 games, and also having a positive RD, unlike EXO, for example. And RAFFLESIA ID just slightly trailing behind Smog on Duel Links, having almost the same form, and definitely looking to win this, because at the end of the day there's 14 teams that could make playoffs out of these 16. Obviously, if you have a team like, I don't know, YGL or Clock Clan, there's bound for others to not make playoffs from other groups. But yeah. Speaking of Clock Clan's group, that one's a pretty hard group. If I would have been in it, like SCM 5-2 right now. There's Clock Clan 3-4. There's BZ 3-4, I believe. And there's also Switcheroo. So, nonetheless, can go into the next game. Smug has come to the table, and he's on the bottom. So, let's edit that. Welcome, welcome everyone. I see Jumpy, I see Natsu. Welcome, welcome. And yeah, stick chair. Usually the best counter for Onomats, especially when going first. Getting to hand rip and getting to negate. It's pretty much exactly what you want to do against Onomats. And at this point, Althor has to have the God Hand to deal with this. Have the Trinade, hope for Smog not to have a banishment or an eggshell draw, and the contact as well with the Sanctified. So yeah, let me also edit the score, forgot to do that. We have an Xyz Shokan, Ouroboros obviously. Rips the Mancer, which probably is an okay hit. Probably you don't mind that. Like, the worst it could have been would have been just sent away by the Onomata play. Nonetheless, he had the eggshell already in hand and drew into banishment for the contact from the grave of the eggshell. Summon the discarded Tez, and Tez will search for Sanctified, and that will be it. So the most ideal, as ideal as it can get for turn 1 Dark Lords. Especially if he has another Spore Trap alongside his Sanctified, because I mean, I suppose it doesn't matter much against the Automats specifically because of Trinade. Opts for contact, so he could already have hard drawn into Sanctified already. And that probably should be Sanctified. Let's see. What's it gonna be? Trinade does have it, so that's ideal. Sanctified has to be sent. Preserve the life points. And still with 3 cards, it's gonna be very hard to deal with this, especially with the 1 negate. Already the GG's in the chat. So shovels away the coat and the head. Has to add sister if he doesn't have it. Onomatopoeia. And the coat. So he probably already has the sister in hand. But still, it's gonna be very awkward. So there's the onomatopoeia. Activates itself, so if he has sister, this can go somewhere. Seemingly doesn't. What could you go into there? Most rank 4s have trigger effects, have ignition effects, so can always just chain and negate. D-draw. There's 1, there's 2. Another material cost from Ouroboros, and that's a Levy. And then it's game, so yeah. Not much going for Onomats, especially with a hand like Smugs. Stick Chair, Eggshell drawing to Banishment, have the Sanctified already in hand, have the follow-up contact. There's just too much for Onomats to keep up. Even just chooses to banish the monster instead of perhaps returning one from hand. Obviously, it is the better play there. Just send everything to the graveyard. Yep. That's it, boys. Hellfloor knocked off, but at the very least, he managed to get a counterpick advantage for RAFFLESIA ID there. Usually early on, that's what you're looking for. Get to win the first 2 games, and then you have a multitude of decks to choose and send into Stick Chair Lords. What else could we look at in the meantime? My graphics at the moment are kind of outdated, so I guess we will have to sit through these animations. In the top left, there's a Black Rose Dragon. It's pretty cool. And there's the Black Winged Dragon. Winged Rose. Look at that full moon. A lot of feathers there. Imagine making Black Winged Dragon at level 8. and not on level 7. Alright, we have the next player. It is Natsu. So pretty fastly thought with the counter pick. Let's see what he's got to offer. It is Blue Ice, and he will be going first. Let's see. Will he open as good as L4, opening 2 melodies in 2 games? Or will it be once again Ancients and 1 face down pass? Or just Ancients pass? Ugh. That's really not what you want to see. 5 cards. There's so many possibilities for stick and chair, banishment and or Ixchel, contact already in hand, Nastin and stick. Who knows? Because like Nastin and stick is still OTK because you just summon the chair in attack. So as the contact, while already having the Ixchel, discarding the Amdusk, already just could opt for a Dark Lord board if he wanted to. Seemingly could be what he opts to do, or at least what he should be doing. There's stick. And there's chair. I wonder if searching Nastin would have also perhaps gave game here. Like, yeah, you have the Ouroboros, you have a contact in hand, but you still have like 5 cards in hand. And he didn't necessarily add something that was needed for the Ixchel draw too. Surely he must have something. Contact. Well, I suppose you can just add Nastin now, and that would be OTK. Yeah, proceeds to do that. So pretty sad opening hand from Natsu there, and once again pretty good from Smug, starting with Ixchel and another Dark Lord card, as well as contact, as well as Sanctified. Hand rip one time. Let's go. Wait. Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah, he also not to hand rip. Could have perhaps been some info for the next duel in case he repeats. Info is always valuable. But yeah, that will be it with Natsu. Probably expecting the repeat. I will be announcing it once it comes. Let's see. Okay, it is a repeat. So we will be seeing once again Blue Eyes from the side of Natsu. Let's go. Welcome once again, everyone. Make sure to check the media in the bottom left corner. We have the Discord server in which we keep every single activity related to the league, to the organization. We also have the Twitter, in which we post news, we post the Go Live streams, the match results, and other cool stuff. And we also have YouTube, which is finally live with content, so make sure to subscribe. Currently we have Season 7 and Season 8, everything pertaining to them. And Season 9 will be coming next week, alongside other exclusive content. Speaking of exclusive content, we have Sage. What a weird segue, am I right? Just from exclusive content to a Sage normal summon into set 2. Set 2 is pretty good, to be fair. Especially with the Sage ad. And yeah, let's see what Smug has got to offer on this turn. Banishment, adding the eggshell for the draw. Right off the top as well, there's a scepter. Has no other chair though, so should be going just for a contact. Set up the negate, and that's pretty much it for the turn. Of course, could always also deal with one of the two Dark Lord monsters with back row. Two set cards and entering battle, so if Natsu wants to preserve that Sage, he's gotta do it now through a back row. Let's see. Keep in mind that if one of the back row is something like a Raigeki break and it targets one of the Dark Lords, Amdusk can just search for Tez if need be. Thinking about any activation, it is still a Sage at the end of the day. Could be using it very easily for a synchro summon. So there's Karma for the Scepter, so definitely going to be preparing for that synchro summon next turn. And Dragon Spear White still has a 50-50 chance to snipe the correct back row being the Sanctified. He did not search it, so for all we know it probably could not be there. It was public information that Natsu had the White Stone of Ancients. Let's see, which would it be? The middle one. And Bookamoon. So not Sanctified, but there's still a very slight chance that the other back row could also be something along the lines of a Bookamoon. Thinking about the search, Tez is the most reasonable search there. Searching Tez is actually pretty interesting. Let's see. Probably the first step you do there is make sure that the synchro summon will be going through. There's still hope for an Ultimate Dragon's play. there's a synchro summon. We'll let the animations just flow through since I'm casting alone. There's the Vermilion. We'll be baiting that Tez out. Thinking whether to activate Tez or not, but you obviously do it, right? Still a 29 defense wall at the end of the day. Vermilion is at 27, but still not enough for either of the monsters. Let's see, what else does Natsu have? It's one back row. Oh, the melody. That's very good. You can just... Oh, and discards the Blue Eyes. That's really good. Discarding Blue Eyes is actually perfect because now you get to add it back with the stone, and not only do you have a pop with the alternative, but you also just have lethal, really, I think, if the set card is not sanctified. I mean, even if it is a Book of Moon, it's still lethal. Interesting that he chose to bait out the Tez there, because if he does go for the Twin Burst, oh, Lightning Vortex, no way. Oh, and this card is the Poly. Wow, that's insane. Sanctified. It's gonna gain 27, but that's not enough. There's still the Blue Eyes. What a play! What a play from Natsu there. Had the best combination of cards to just work through that board of Sanctified, 2 monsters, and the Tez. Insane plays there from Natsu. That's gonna put it back to an even score line. So the repeat paying off. Let's go. Yeah, what a duel, guys, what a duel. Once again, Melody being the difference maker, opened in 3 out of 4 duels thus far. A lot of them, or rather the majority, 2 out of 3, contributing to the win. So very good. We have Smug back on the table. Let's go. What's the continuous effect? That was pretty fast. Okay. Not even letting me read a tip screen for the audience out there. I see you, Konami. I see you. Nonetheless, will be a Blue Eyes mirror. Smug once again rocking the cow sleeves, as he should, as everyone should, in fact. Cow sleeves, best sleeves. Natsu, starting with the Sage once again. The most ideal card you want to see. Cards of Consonance to discard the Ancients that was searched. Does he have an Ancient Rules? Does he have an alternative? Does he have a melody? Are the next questions he should be asking. Seemingly no, but there's still the Ancients float in the end phase with 2 cards set. That's That's pretty bad for Smug, if I'm being honest, because there's Karmaka that he has to worry about. There's, I mean, Natsu did set Lightning Vortex, to be fair, so he could be bluffing. In either case, there's still no denial that there's something for Smog to take care of in the form of at least one of the back rows. Let's see, what will he opt for? Interesting to know that I don't think we've seen Spirit this duel, so okay, we did see it once, but it didn't manage to even swap into Azure Eyes. We've seen Vermilion 100%, no, 200% more than Spirit, so Vermilion top tier confirmed? Question mark? Either case, Smug is thinking about what's the most ideal play there. White Stone of Legend in face-up attack position. That just tells me Sage is coming down to the field. This is absolutely destroyed by a Karma Cut play, which he does have. No Ancients to be discarded though. And there's Melody. Discarding his own Dragon Spirit of White. Glued to some people's hands, from what I've noticed. Prisma Melody. Alternative special summon. Should be able to go through if he chooses to destroy Blue Eyes there. Probably just opt for destroying Sage either by effect or by battle. I think. Opts for the Blue Eyes and passes, so that's an Ancient's effect for sure for the destroyed Blue Eyes. And if he has another, then it's pretty much very bad for Smug. Has his own alternative actually, so it's very bad for Smug. Especially if the last card is a Blue Eyes. Could very well be, but at the same time, probably not. Man, played right into the Karma Cut with that play. Oh, is that a Cosmo Brain? It is a Cosmo Brain. And that's game. Wow. Cosmo Brain, 3100 to the face of Smog, ending him and his deck lives out of this match. Quite a fast match thus far. Already at 3 and 4. Usually 3 and 4 is indicative of around 1 hour to be passed. Oh wait, wrong. Smog is 2 and 2, not 3 and 1. But yeah, let's take a look once more at the graphics for the division standings. So RAFFLESIA ID really needs to win there, but so does X Factors. Like, it's such a competitive division, both of them. Only 1 5 and 2, only 1 2 and 5, and rest of 6 are spread evenly across the board with 3 and 4s and 4 and 3s. And let's be real, there's still only 2 teams that can make playoffs out of each group guaranteed. And then you have the wildcard spots. And there's no team currently that is really guaranteed playoffs. There's no team that is 6-1. There's no team that is 7-0. Every single team has to work for their playoff spot. Amusement Park, like, they could be losing the next 3. They could also be winning the next 3. The way the groups work is that it does reward the higher seeded teams. So in this instance, X Factors is rewarded with an arguably weaker opponent from another division. But yeah, this is the beauty of Team Wars. Just weeks 8 through 10, that's when shit gets real. Nonetheless, Eren will be coming to the I was about to say to the field, to the table. There's the Onomats, most presumably, and will also be going second. So the recent builds of Onomats do include the Child and the Tag, and we've also seen that earlier from Elthor, I believe it was, shuffling away that Tag, I remember. And that's only with the purpose of winning the Blue Eyes matchup in mind. There's not very many decks that can really take care of as good as Onomats with a Tag OTK combo. But we'll be seeing Cosmo Brain from the side of Natsu. That's pretty interesting for the first turn board setup. Tributing itself as well. Surely gonna get that that Blue Eyes from hand. Oh no, he surely didn't mean to do that, right? Surely wanted to search the one from the deck. And a Tronade with no. That was pretty sad, but I don't think it would have mattered anyway. Yeah. Reveals dot draw, reveals dot draw, adds Buster. Adding Buster. Does he have a third dot draw in hand? Does he have it or not? Let's see it. No. Still is a free special summon though, so I guess the Buster and the Sister out. Please no busting sisters jokes. Even though I just did one. Bolt. Destroy the Blue Eyes, of course. And Bancho is game. There you have it. If he was to attack with every single one, Natsu would be left at 100. Random shower thoughts. But yeah, Bouncer and the Buster for game. And Natsu is knocked out. So, once again, very even. Very evenly spread for the scores. 4-4. Only been 50 minutes. And we've already cycled through 2 players from each team. And we've reached the 3rd player from each team. Pretty much. But yeah. How have you been, guys? How's the chat doing? What you're all up to? Once again, make sure to check the media in the bottom left corner, especially the YouTube. Let me do that for you. We've been grinding on YouTube recently, so Currently no exclusive content, just past content from Season 7 and Season 8 in the form of VODs and Team Wars Talks and the All-Stars games. But Season 9 will come out over the course of the next week. Probably looking at around 1.5 weeks to be uploaded daily, starting from Monday. And yeah, looking forward to the exclusive content on YouTube. Still waiting for the next player from the side of RAFFLESIA ID, RID. There's another game that's going to start in 1 hour, and it's gonna be, I believe, yeah, Sensei versus Yu-Gi-Oh! Game Life. So Sensei is another team, I believe, at 4-3, and YGL is another team at 3-4. So once again, this game matters a lot for both teams. To put it in perspective, both RAFFLESIA ID and YGL have to win the game to still be in contention for the playoffs. 5-5 rarely, if ever, makes playoffs. I believe the only time it did was when we did have 12 weeks and another playoffs format, so in which 16 teams make playoffs. Those were some cursed times. Was something new though, and it still paved the way for the upcoming seasons to come. But yeah, we're seeing Dieted onto the table. With Pegasus out of all people. I've never seen Pegasus in like recent times. I wonder what answer, ask and you shall be answered, right? So there's balance. Surely must be Triamines. Yes, indeed. It's been a while since we've heard this theme. When was it lastly relevant? Trying to think. Nah, I really don't remember when was the last time. Alright. It's still a pretty good turn 1 setup, I suppose, from Dieted. 2 back row means that at least you won't get screwed over by having just 1 pulse if he was to not open, ideally. Let's see, Onomata play. Yeah, Slowbooks, that was like 3 years ago, so it's like 3 years ago we had a lot of stuff that used Pegasus. Like before Slowbooks, tunes were relevant. But yeah, Pegasus is a balanced user after all, so can never discount him out. So, Automata play reveals the Bancho, reveals the Bolt as the Buster and the Bancho back. Draw for the Buster. Just hoping to draw into the Trunade. Does he have it? Trunade really would do wonders there. Now that I think more about it, probably opening 2 monsters or 2 field spells would have been more ideal for Dieted, but considering there is no Tronade activation, looks pretty good for Dieted. Chain for the sister, so no search, no level modulation. Prisma Fiendish, by the way, just now I noticed. Looks pretty cool. So there's Bancho. I believe it, yeah, can get out the Buster. But Buster is a level 6 at the end of the day. So you can just use it as a wall, I suppose. It is 1900. Although can always just swap into... Huh? Eren? Can always just swap into King Golem. And he probably would have done it anyway. Yeah, that's rough, I suppose, but still, Dieted needs anything. A monster would be very ideal, but he gets another trap instead. Still, can just get rid of Bancho. And then next turn, I guess swap into another, perhaps a cruiser. There's still like, oh, there's the Tronade finally. At the very least, a pulse would be live if there is to be a pulse within those spells or traps. And there you have it. So he did start with Chain and Pulse. Still, it's going to be pretty hard for Eren to work out something there. Ooh, especially with the Dodo draw. He's now trying to... yes, he did. He returned Bancho and Bolt and added Buster and Bancho. He then proceeded to activate Draw, discarding that Buster, and yeah, from there King Golem, sadly, destroying the Buster, or rather due to King Golem. Master could activate its effect. Bolt will be pretty weird, because I think Dieted has to activate the Trimade's effect monster now. Get the 2 materials in the grave for the pulse. Make sure at the very least that pulse can be activated for the sister, because there's still a slight chance for no TK there. Let's see. Pause champ moment. Alright, so he does choose to get the fodder necessary for destroying sister in case he needs it. Huh. That's an interesting Bancho summon. Surely would have loved to activate the bolt first, maybe. Oh, chain. That's a really good hit. That's a really good hit. Now you have two sister effect. Or do you? You don't. So probably doesn't matter in the end. Oh, targets the other sister. Ah. I mean, I don't even know. Is he thinking that sister is not a hard once per turn? Imagine you make now a sister and Bancho level 8 going to Heliopolis, and then your opponent surrenders out of fear. Yeah. That was I don't even know, man. Let's see what the Exige Shokan will bring to us. Number 70, Malevolent Sin. Instantly will be getting destroyed by the Bancho, by the Pulse, but Bancho will get the Buster back. It is interesting to know that Master has no more effect, so. And we know this card is a back row, but potentially a trap card. If it was a TTH, then it's dead. Dancer. Dancer is a pretty good card there to get. Any monster would have been pretty good. Chooses to discard the just top decked Pulse. Yeah, that's very interesting to note. It's gonna be pretty hard for Onomats to now get rid of Sphinx. Let's see. Bring it to us. Katobing. a second number 70, okay. Pulse effect is now live, so destroying the spider there is a given. And now you have the King Golem, so no. I mean, yeah, Dancer to be destroyed by battle, and to Sphinx. I mean, it's pretty much game at this point. Dieted. Any monster, I think, just works. And there you have it. That's game. Trimits taking a win from Onomats. So the counter pick working as intended. Counter pick for Onomats being Trimits. Let's go. That was pretty interesting. And we're back. Let's see. What do we have here? We have Blue Eyes. If Trimits go first once again, probably there could have been a better chance. But Eren will go first instead. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty hard to preserve your resources, right? I'm still not sure if he thought maybe if Sister wasn't a hard once per turn, but like, it's there. There's very fringe applications even for you to double sister effect. Especially sister into sister, because sister into sister is the only thing that works pretty much. Just like legend into sage. That's also pretty good, but doesn't guarantee you the first turn spirit. Does get you like a higher chance, I suppose, for ultimate dragons, which is the bane for Sphinx, provided you do get rid of the pulse activation. So yeah, let's see how Dieted plays this out. So there's Cruiser, very good opener, especially if there is a second field spell to be involved. Hunter into Master or Hunter into Dancer is also a possibility. A very good one, well, add that, because could opt for a rank for next season summon if needed, but probably not needed. There's no rank 3 that really gets rid of Blue Eyes easily. So there's Hunter. Opts not to activate Cruiser's draw 1, discard 1 effect. Adds Master. Is this game? Hold on. If he has Sphinx already in hand. No, probably not. It isn't, but just because he added Master there surely means he's got a way to get to it, at least. Oh, right. That is true. It is one of the only cases in which balance does heavily affect Triamids. Can SS in the battle phase, but for example, I did mention earlier that TDH, that's so good there. So very good. Still very much leaves yourself pretty vulnerable to an ultimate dragon's play. Cards of Consonance. I mean, all he has to do is add one Blue Eyes, or Alternative, or Melody. That's a lot of tops for Eren there. But yeah, I did mention earlier that he could have went for an Xyz play, but balance prevents that. So there you have it. 2 Blue Eyes in hand for the 2 Triamid monsters. He could have also opted for Neo. I think Neo... Wait. I mean, I'm unsure if it would have been game with Neo. But nonetheless. We'll be cycling through the field spells for now. Ooh, special summons from the hand. It is Sphinx. Huh. Sphinx. Alright. Well, he has to attack Sphinx. Master. What will that really do? King Golem. Oh shit. Yeah, it prevents the... obviously it prevents the banish, but I was thinking just the Twin Burst won't be destroyed. Which I don't think is really anything that noteworthy. Ancients in the end phase as well. We'll be banishing the field spell through Dragon Spirit of White. Now the only really weird thing... Gets rid of the Sphinx, alright. Okay, I was gonna say that... Okay, Karmaka, that's... Oof. Huh, does target the Master instead of the Hunter. Dancer is a level 3. And... There could be rank 3 place, maybe. Not sure which, really, but... Sending the Sphinx was the right choice there. But he's really gonna need some good backer to stay alive there. Like, exactly... Pulse. Yeah, Pulse. All 3 blue eyes in the grave. No alternative yet. No melody yet. Was big thinking at the end of the turn. Can we nerf? Yeah. I mean, we've got like 1 more week until we're gonna be seeing the nerfs revealed, and then 2 more weeks until they actually get implemented. So 1 week. So probably before or after week 9. So we're gonna be playing week 10 with the Ballast. That's pretty cool. So yeah, Pulse was indeed the only card that would have really saved him here. And the delay, of course, from the Dragon Spirit of White. We'll be unable to get rid of Dragon Spirit of White through Pulse effect. And okay, opts to destroy the Dancer. If only Pulse didn't special summon a rock type monster in defense, because if he topped there into a level 3 monster, he would go into Giga Brilliant number 20, and then into Corbage maybe, and then into Gaia Charger if you wanted to. But then you'd also have Sphinx at least on the field to wall off. But Sphinx is only 25, and you have no other field spell, no other monster, there's no nothing. Could have also opted for getting Sphinx out now if he gets out any monster as a top deck, but that's very risky. Cruiser, still not lethal currently, fortunately for Dited. Let's see. Right off the top, we're seeing Whitestone. So once again, he has to get rid of it. Yeah, but seemingly not. Now the real hard game begins. It's gonna be extremely hard to win now for Dieted. I don't even know which top deck he could be really relying on to. If at all. I mean, does have one pulse destruction. Dragon Spirit of White. Banishing the field spell. Interesting. So allowing for no follow-ups for Eren. That, or he probably read the back row while Pulse wasn't active. Pulse definitely has to trigger now. Oh, interesting. So he will be going for ultimatum play. Just hoping to draw into any Trimid. Oh, never mind, yeah. Dragon Spirit of White still has one of the blue eyes added earlier from the first stone. No way to prevent the attack. This is it, I would say. There's nothing that it can do at this point. Did offer quite the hard game to win for Eren there though. Like 10 turns? That's a lot. Once again, we're back to even scoreline. Alright now. Let's see. I'm actually very curious to see what his second deck could be. Trimids. Let's go. Yami Yugi, okay. So could be something along the lines of Star Lords. Eren is going first. Cards of Consonance, let's go. This card is a legend as well. That's pretty good. Provided he does have a way to summon the blue eyes. Sage as well. Get searching. It's pretty good. But now, does he have backroot to complement the Ancients discard, or does he have a way to make the Spirit Dragon? He did draw and search quite a lot. There's Melody. So there's no doubt about that. Did think quite a bit about what to add. Let's see. There's the Synchro Summon. And one back row to complement that white stone added earlier. Let's see. Eggshell in the opening hand, discards Banishment. So if he goes for contact, he won't be able to return another one. Discarding Banishment as cost for Eggshell 100% of the time means you have another Banishment, so let's see it. Second Banishment, but you probably would have searched first in that instance, because then you have one less Dark Lord card to draw into, and just a tiny bit more chance to draw into a stick or chair. So there's contact, but just for one. Hello, hello, MB. Welcome to the stream. So there's Eggshell effect for the search. He didn't normal summon yet. Not sure if it matters much. Add Sanctified. Still, next turn is gonna be pretty hard to deal with, unless he's got multiple back row, which he does. One of them is Sanctified, and there is no risk of, or there could be a risk rather, because Ancients in the end phase will be triggering if this is a discarded trap. If it's something along the lines of a Book of Moon, then he's safe, but there's still a 50-50 chance of hitting Sanctified with the Dragon Spirit of White effect. Unless, of course, he drew it, but, you know, happens. Yep, Karma for Eggshell, the worst card to see right there. Man, no stick, no chair, no game, no win. Is he gonna snipe the Sanctified as well, or? Spirit Dragon Chain. Yeah. At this point, oh, snipes it as well. That's just bowling, man. Now he has 2 protected beaters for game. Not like this. Yeah, they are able to play this week, and there's a slight chance that next week they could still be played, so I guess enjoy while it lasts. Book of Moon. Sadly, yeah, no stick, no chair, no win. X Factors, I would say first time, I believe, leading since the very beginning. Eren winning by quite a margin there, 3-1, setting up his team for some success. And now RAFFLESIA ID is on the back foot. 2 players remaining. Now they have to deal with this Blue Eyes and have something for the next player as well. Either Tsukune or So. We'll have another game starting pretty soon. will be Sensei versus YGO Game Life, streamed by none other than Mumu. And then later on in the evening, in the afternoon, we have what's it called? XO and Diffusion. It's a pretty good match. I believe both teams are 4-3, and SGL versus Divine. So yeah, pretty good matches today, but there's also quite a lot of matches tomorrow. 6 of which will start between 8 AM and 10 AM. And once again, make sure not to miss any, because at the end of the day, any team can really make playoffs unless you're 2-5 or worse. Oh my god. Steven Freshy with a raid of 80 people. Let's go. Thank you so much for the raid, Steven, and welcome everyone to Team Wars. So it is week 8. It is the phase in which we have the new groups, meaning that for the first time in the season, in the main season that is, teams fight teams from other divisions. Let's take a look actually. So currently we have RAFFLESIA ID against X Factors, which is an inter-divisional match, and both teams are really looking on for the win there. RAFFLESIA ID has to get the win in order to stay in the playoffs contention, and X Factor is looking for the win as well to further solidify the playoff spot. Oh, wrong one. Okay. Welcome everyone. So the one that entered the table was, I believe, Raja. And we're seeing Shark. Interesting. Water, or rather Sea Serpent Xyz. We do call it that because there is also Fish Xyz. Was relevant for like 1 week and then it went away. But yeah, Abyss Dweller and Necro Valley and 1 macro. That's pretty fine considering he does have the heavy infantry. Welcome everyone. Water Seeds, not a deck you usually see around these days, but if it is the best that they've got, considering they have only 4 decks remaining, then here's hope. Let's see. What will Sage search? There's Ancients. Keep in mind, Necro Valley really does take care of a lot of things Blue Eyes could be doing, especially with the second effect of Ancients. But the first effect won't be anything that bad for Blue Eyes. But then again, Dweller just takes care of that. Raja obviously looking to destroy the alternative or the Blue Eyes summoned. Ancient Rules. Oh, into Dragon Spirit. Now that's one card that you usually don't want to see in your opening hand, but here is, oh, Treacherous Trap Hole as well. That's a god hand if I've seen one. I mean, you could opt to, obviously, and the worst part is, he did target the back row, so Necro Valley is still there. And Blue Eyes not looking too good there on the field, alone in a battle phase, gonna be popped by the heavy infantry. And yeah, he had to do that. Get rid of the ancients as well. And pretty much any monster like a diva. No, nothing. For now. Abyss. Surely looking to activate, well, in the standby, maybe to prevent any sort of ultimate fusion plays. We are almost half the deck deep in. Let's see. For everyone new to the stream due to the raid, make sure to follow if you didn't follow Team Wars. Action at pretty much any point within the weekend. 1 main match, 7 matches going on at the same time. You choose. Almost every single weekend, just all day. If you want anything to watch, you have this. As a matter of fact, in 30 minutes we have another match that matters once again for both teams, in the form of HeyZZy, a new team, Korean team actually, from this season, up against another new team, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! Game Life. Eren, passing on just 1 back row, could be proving to be pretty good of a back row if Raja does get to enter the battle phase, and he does. And it is a Karma Cut. So, not lethal this turn, and needs to be careful what he discards here. Obviously, whatever he discards, or even he can just chain to the effect, but I'm pretty sure he already used Legend Stone to get a Blue Eyes out. If not, ideally he has to chain to Karma Cut. Let's see what Eren wants to discard, because we're still at that phase. Okay, is the Ancients. That's a no-brainer Dweller activation. It really sucks because if Dweller, for example, Dweller, by detaching the last one, Dweller would have been at 1700 attack, so it wouldn't have been lethal if there was, I don't know, a way for Eren to dump his stone into the grave and still make sure that Abyss attack goes through as well as the effect. But yeah, it's kind of impossible, I guess. Set pass. Oof. Really rough, really, for... Yep, that's game. Really rough for Eren there. He had no place whatsoever. Like, even when you thought the Ancient Rose into Giant Spirit of White would have done something, there was the TDH that just obliterated the field. And I guess proving that Water Exceeds is still a deck to keep in mind once everything is said and done. So good on Raja for winning that. A much needed win, to say the least. Alright, so we'll be waiting for the next duel to start. Once again, tied in score. This has been a theme throughout the whole match. Just So much back and forth between the two teams. Power to Dragon's animation is pretty nice. Just going up and up and up forever. The leader of all my ghosts. Who's that? It's Pumpkin. I remember when this came out. When rather Bonds came out. And Ghost Tricks were slightly playable. Ghost Tricks was a pretty fun meme deck, considering we did have both barrier cards rather, back then, Astro and Spirit Barrier. Remember when you just have the skeleton mill over and over, and then whatever attack you try to do, it will just get sent back to being direct and no battle damage will be taken. Pretty fun mill strategy for, you know, 2017 standards. But yeah, Tsukune will be next from the side of X Factors, with, I'm assuming, Cyber Dragons. Still very interesting that X Factors held on to a Cyber Dragon deck to be used. Let's see. So Raja, Water, or rather Sea Serpent Exceeds, is going first. Let us see. Diva into Infantry into Setith into Chain, maybe? Pass? Question mark? Let's see. Three back row only. I mean, okay. Testing for the delays is Tsukune, or rather just storming away, and oh my god, 3, no delay whatsoever. And that's just game, and that was just so rude. Chain, Econ, Offerings, Overflow, Surge the Cyberload. Overflow, okay man. Tsukune had the Cyberload already in hand, or the Fusion Gate. Sheesh. That was something. And keep in mind, this was possible without core. The one time core isn't being normal summoned, and it actually won. Pretty interesting and very rare, very endangered stuff, I would say. Stuff there. No core. Wow, it's like Yugi from the anime, playing a duel in which he didn't summon Dark Magician. It's just something that never happens. Alright, all the core memes aside, that was a really good hand. A really good hand. He had to have had Fusion Gate as fodder as well, but I suppose it didn't really matter in the end, considering he did have the Cyberload Fusion and the Fusion support. But still, man, Offerings, Econ, and Fiendish Chain. That's a lot of stuff there. Okay, so Raja We'll be switching to the second deck anytime, momentarily. Once again, for everyone that came in from the raid, make sure to follow not only this channel to get live notifications whenever this channel goes live with Teamworks, but also subscribing to the YouTube channel where you can see all the action from past seasons and the current season starting next week on there. Make sure to not miss a thing and follow. So this will be taking just a while. All right. We'll be back momentarily. Momentarily. All right. It's back on the table. Everyone saying hello. Let's also say hello to the non-existent people in the room because they already entered the duel. Let's see. Alright, Blue Eyes. That is pretty nice for Roger to have as the second deck. Let's see. Roger once again going first all three duels. Set one monster and set one back row pass. Alright. If the back row is something manageable, but set one card Storm. Yep. Oh. And it's an overflow. And it's an overflow. Adding the cyber load, so he must already have, yeah, the fusion support. Once again, this is just game. Just like that. You think Raja would have been in a good position? No. Konami said, you will break once again for that first game you had against, what was it, Blue Eyes. You opened very good in that duel. Now you'll have to pay the blood sacrifice for the next duel. Oh man, that's just so rough for RAFFLESIA ID and for Raja. Just like that. Finally, there's a slightly bigger lead of 2 and Cyber Dragons. Yeah, I suppose a lot of decks could have OTK there. Granted, Harpies could have had to have had, I don't know, Soul's Nest or a Lance, but damn, that was just once again storming away the Cyber Flow. Alright. Back on the table is the last player of RAFFLESIA ID, the final boss himself, Sin Mavis. With Yami Yugi, so if it's Star Lords, then hopefully it does something. Cyber Dragons will be going first. Heat wave. Pass. I don't know why it's so funny though. I don't even know if it is. But like, oh my god. That's just that's just disrespectful. Somehow, some way, Sinmavis managed to open full back row. So I guess that's something going for Mavis there. And before Fusion Gate set to Overflow set, even though Overflow is hard once per turn for the search. And then chain Fusion support for game? Question mark? Like we saw against Raja. 2 Banishment, 1 Sanctified. Could very well be. In fact, like, Sinmavis could be thankful that Sukune hitwaved him. Cause like, he could have really just summoned nothing in the first place. But yeah, there's core, obviously. Cannot be a Cyber Dragon game without seeing core, unless you watched the first game. And if you did, then erase that from your memory, because, you know, it didn't happen. So there's Cybernetic Fusion support, there's a Cyberload Fusion of the core. Let's see. Interesting to see if he will be using 2 materials or 3 materials there. Probably, obviously opting for 2 if you have the Fusion Gate. But goes for all 3, so surely not looking like he's got the Fusion Gate. And he's also used the effect of Fusion support, so he's really going all in on this. Book a Moon. And the chain will resolve. Book a Moon. There's the Cosmic Cyclone. And there's the Contact. So overall, not the worst hits. Not the worst hits. And I mean, Mavis can still come back from this. You just have to have that stick chair combination. See, this card is stick, this card is chair. He is at 2000 life points after all, so no. Sadly, no. Let's see. Core. Once again. That's gonna be pretty bad for Mavis if this is a Book of Moon. I guess it just has to be sanctified, but even then, like, 61, that's still lethal. Unless he does it in a battle phase. He didn't send. Okay. That's interesting. So he opts for the fusion then. Didn't send because he probably... I mean, there was no delay seemingly. Yeah. So it didn't matter in the end. Tsukune. Just on a rampage. On a rampage. Okay. Repeat 2 will be called. So, once again we'll be seeing Star-Lords trying to take everything out from X Factors. All right. Once again, Cyber Dragons are going first. No heat wave this time. Oh my god. You know what's the funny thing? It probably really didn't matter in the end that he heat waved. I mean, obviously you have to do it, but he break now. You think so? Yeah, it's not looking very good now for Tsukune, and we know how potent and powerful Dark Lords can be if left uninterrupted. Alright. Eggshell gonna be discarding the Tez. Draw 2. Had the contact in the hand. Yeah, so just walling up. That's the best course of action if your Mav is there. It's gonna be pretty hard for Tsukune to do stuff. Man, even Tez is at 2100 defense. That's just a slap in the face for for Cyber Dragons. Oh man. And we saw Storm, so it's highly unlikely for Tsukune to have a CC for Sanctified. CC not really seen nowadays much. Alright then, 3 back row. Keep in mind this is without any stick chair effect. For all we know, he could still have something. But man, is it looking rough for the Cyber Dragons. Anyway, welcome everyone once again. On the last few legs of this match, X Factors is at match point. So it's important, really important for Cinemavis to either attempt have a shot at a reverse sweep, or at the very least take a few more round wins. Playoffs contentions are looking pretty wild this season, so there's no set in stone still for any team whatsoever that can make playoffs. There's still upper 20s that can make playoffs. It just all depends on this week. End phase, CC putting Mavis at 1000 life points. Storm set as a bluff. 1000. That does mean no Dark Lord effect, but Sanctified is there to save the day, most likely. If need be, because at the end of the day you still have a Destiny Draw alive. Could always just search for the missing piece of the stick chair combo. Could just Sanctify now maybe, but still you have 2 Dark Lords on the field, and really what do you de-draw into? I suppose just a part of the stick chair combo, or a banishment. Okay, that's fair. What's he gonna search? Contact for a follow-up could be. Desire is also a pretty good one. If he already has Nest in hand, that's also something. Not sure if you really want. Okay, there's a Sanctify to be activated. This card is Amdusk, which I think we know he searched earlier. Yes, he did search it with Tez last turn, or rather his previous turn. As the contact, so he's gonna be able to get back the Amdusk. Another monster that is just too thick in the defense department. But yeah, has to be able to block off at least one attack. There's one for the Cyber Style, and there's the Book of Moon, so Book of Moon pretty good there. And yeah, let's see if he's got anything to work with, really. 3 cards in hand, 1 on the field. Core, normal summon, obviously. D-Raff. Freaking Raff. F word. Gasps in the chat. Oh man, that's a pretty sad way to lose your core. I mean, I suppose you have core's second effect if he has a Cyber Dragon still left in the deck. And I mean, it is another material for Overflow. Realistically, if this card is Overflow, this could be it. This could be it. Fusion support, putting him under 1000. So if Tez gets to... no, that's only 700. Never mind. Cyberload Fusion. Right, it is hard once per turn for both. You get the activation, but still, I guess. Oh, use. It says use, not you can only activate. So that's why it didn't work. But yeah, not much you can really do there, sadly. Just Mavis having extended in a really good fashion, and obviously Star-Lords being a very bad matchup for Cyber Dragons. Unless, you know, you summon no monsters and you get heat waved, like the previous game. And yeah, reveals the last fusion support that he really didn't need. Oof. Well, we still have a game on our hands there. Tsukune, that was only his first deck. 3-0 with Cyber Dragons, now 3-1. If you enjoy the streams, if you enjoy watching Team Wars, make sure to check out the other media as well, and even sub if you want to. So there's Seto, obviously Blue Eyes. Saro's going first. Eggshell, gonna discard the Nastin and passing just on that. Melody. That's a good starter. Discarding Dragon Spear White probably not the best. And just that. All right, so that's a Destiny draw to trigger. Scepter. Oh my god. You deref me? I deref you. I deref you back. And now you have no place. And you're on 1000. Oh. You deref me? Well, that is a light monster in my grave. For my Livy, that's gonna get deref anyway. Oh my god. Wow. That's just... How does that happen in a game like this? Mavis thought he had it with the Scepter. No, denied by the Diraf. Mavis thought he had it with Levy. No, denied once again. Double Diraf into nothing else for a game. Wow, what a way to end. That was not very interactive, to say the least. But yeah, congratulations to X Factors for the win. It is a win. They need to have a better chance at making playoffs, and RAFFLESIA had to get not only this win but all 3 wins pretty much within the groups. So yeah, unfortunate there for RAFFLESIA. 3-5 now. And yeah, I think that should be it. We'll be going for a raid momentarily. Probably no interview due to the language barrier and other stuff like that. So, hope it was an enjoyable game, an enjoyable stream. Only just above 2 hours in length. And yeah, let's look for. Oh yeah, the predictions as well. So X Factors managed to win the game. So that's some jemmies. But yeah, stay tuned for the next game starting on the main channel in 1 hour. XO versus Diffusion. Make sure to enter early if you want to participate in the predictions. Get those free jemmies for the sub. So yeah, let's host. I was HeyZZy and see ya.